Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. We are the Group 5. What is art history? It is the study of objects of art considered within their time period. Art historians analyze visual arts, means painting, sculpture, architecture at the time they were created. Art historians are interested in what the works of art represented at the time they were created. Baroque. The Baroque style is characterized by exaggerated motion and clear detail used to produce drama, exuberance, and grandeur in sculpture, painting, architecture, literature, dance, and music. The later Baroque style was termed Rococo, a style characterized by increasingly decorative and elaborate works. The visual arts and building design and construction produced during the era in the history of Western art that roughly coincides with the 17th century. The earliest manifestations, which occurred in Italy, date from the latter decades of the 16th century, while in some regions, Germany and colonial South America, certain culminating achievements of Baroque did not occur until the 18th century. The work that distinguishes the Baroque period is stylistically complex, even contradictory. In general, however, the desire to evoke emotional states by appealing to the senses, often in dramatic ways, underlies its manifestations. Some of the qualities most frequently associated with the Baroque are grandeur, sensuous, richness, drama, vitality, movement, tension, emotional exuberance, and a tendency to blur distinction between the various arts. The term Baroque probably ultimately derived from the Italian word barocco, which philosophers used during the Middle Ages to describe an obstacle in schematic logic. Subsequently, the word came to denote any contorted idea or involuted process of thought. Baroque emphasizes massiveness and monumentality, movement, dramatic spatial and lighting sequences, and a rich interior decoration using contrasting surface textures, vivid colors, and luxurious material to heighten the structure's physical immediacy and evoke sensual delight.
Rococo, The Swing, 1767. It is an 18th century oil on canvas, 81 by 64.2 cm, painting by Jean-Honoré Fragonard in the Wallace Collection in London. The term Rococo comes from the French word rocaille, which refers to the shell-covered rock work used to embellish artificial grottos. At its inception, the Rococo style was a reaction to Louis XIV's Palace of Versailles, ponderous design, and the official Baroque art of his reign. Rococo has four styles, and it's characterized by elaborate ornamentation, asymmetrical values, pastel color palette, and curved or serpentine lines. Rococo artworks often depict themes of love, classical myth, youth, and playfulness. The swing represents Rococo. It is because the swing is essentially about having fun, fantasizing about the high life, and fantasizing about the imagined upper crusts. Its hedonistic subject and meticulous attention to detail have made it a Rococo-style icon and a constant source of artistic inspiration and visual pleasure. The purpose or the meaning behind the swing painting is thought to have been commissioned by the Baron de Saint Julien, who wanted a picture of his mistress on a swing pushed by a bishop, with him, the Baron, positioned so that he could look up her skirt. They are encircled by a luxuriant overgrown garden. A sculptured figure on the left puts his fingers to his mouth, as if saying quiet, while two Cupid figures are cuddled together in the background. The colors are pastel, pale pinks, and greens, and the painting lacks the seriousness of Baroque painting, despite a sense of movement. The image looks to be a basic image of an innocent young woman at a play at first glance, but it soon becomes evident that the image is intentionally provocative and rascally, because the lady allows her admirer to look up her dress as she rides higher and higher on the swing, and even kicks her legs apart for his pleasure. As she does so, one of her shoes flies towards Cupid, the Roman god of desire and sensual love.
Ecstasy of Saint Teresa by an artist, Gian Lorenzo Bernini. It was made around in 1647 to 1652. The Ecstasy of Saint Teresa is located in Cornaro Chapel, Santa Maria della Vittoria, Rome. Bernini's Ecstasy of Saint Teresa has a rather obvious traditional interpretation. The saint's intense sense of spiritual satisfaction in serving Christ is depicted in the sculpture. Bernini uses sensual imagery to depict the palpable character of Teresa's experience, a manifestation of her love for God and her longing for spiritual unification with Him. The work adheres to the goal of the Catholic Counter-Reformation art campaign, which aimed to express the secrets of Catholicism in the most effective way possible. Bernini essentially conceived the chapel as a sculpture theater. The latter is housed in a niche above, and behind the altar is flanked by two marble columns. It is lighted theatrically by natural light beams for a secret window above. This natural light reflects off a sheaf of vertical glint bronze shelf behind the sculpture, which are designed to seem like sun rays. The chapel's ceiling is frescoed with trumped representation of a sky populated with cherubs high above. Saint Teresa's sculpture is made up of two white marble figures. Teresa herself represented sleeping on a cloud and an angel standing above her, wielding a gold spear aimed towards Teresa's heart. Bernini depicts Teresa swooning in near erotic rapture, with eyes closed and mouth wide, and both visible limbs hanging limp to convey the real depth of her experience. Her clothing is ruffled, heavy drapery adds to the scene's movement and drama, and the texture of the fabric contrasts with her face's purity. Teresa's mystical union with God is completed as the childlike angel stares tenderly at her as he prepares to pierce her heart with his divine love spear, completing his mystical union with God. Bernini added two sets of witnesses, carved in life-size relief sculpture to either side of Teresa, to codify and authenticate the scenario as a true spiritual experience approved by the Catholic Church. The first group, made up of four male Cornaro family members, is seated to the left of the altar, as if in a theater box. A second group, comprised of male church and state representatives, is placed to the right. Thank you for listening.